Hello, you're very welcome. It's Anand here. This is the final part of a 6-part series where I explore common pain points that I come across with my clients. And today we're going to look at disconnection, or when you solely rely on the external validation from others. So if you're new to this channel, you're very welcome. I'm an emotional wellness coach and I support those who are weighed down with inner struggles so that they can uncover their inner richness. So I want to take a deep dive into this kind of two extremes. Either the pain point you have is you completely disconnect from everybody. You are an island on your own. You just keep yourself to yourself and you don't trust anyone and you don't want anyone coming in your sphere. And it's not coming from in a place of where you enjoy your aloneness. That's very different. Enjoying your aloneness is really just being in this space of enjoyment. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about where you're disconnected from others, isolated, self-isolating, so that nobody can hurt you, nobody can set you off, and nobody can do any harm to you. You are stuck in this self-isolation out of fear and distrust. And that's one end of the extreme. And then the other one is you live solely through others. You have no idea of who you are or what you really want or what you really like or what you're about, because you consistently look at yourself through the lens of other people and you seek their external validation. And sadly, it's like this is going to sound quite harsh. It's like a person presses your button and you react. And you become a puppet to their whims, their likes, their wants, their needs. And that's a very difficult space to be in. And you may end up finding yourself going over to the other extreme of disconnection. I was about to swear, actually. I had a temptation to really swear. To just swing way over and go, well, F the world, I'm just having nothing to do with anyone. And you're in that space for a while, disconnected, not talking to anyone, on your own. And then loneliness just gets too much and whoop, over to the other side, where you're now back in that cycle of looking to please the other, validating the other, or getting validation from others, I should say. And also validating them. And you may not even mean it. You may just be saying all the stuff that you think they want to hear. So there's a lack of authenticity in both sides, really. And both extremes are very difficult to live with. They're a real inner struggle. And they are an inner struggle because when you're disconnected or you are getting external validation from others with no sense of who you are, you're not living your truth. You're not living in a flow space. You're not enjoying life. You're either in a lockdown or a puppet to other people's whims. And you may find that, particularly where you're looking for external validation from others, that you find yourself either in a space of, oh yay, they really like me, or oh God, I'm hurt again. You give away a lot of your power when you go to the other of validate me, validate me. And we all do it to a certain degree. That it's not that we don't do it, we do. It's how it impacts your life is where it becomes an issue. We all also need alone time. You know, we get sick of people and we just want to batten down the hatches, go within and be on our own. We need that. We need to be in community and we need to be alone. We need both. So again, it's about the balance and it's about the quality. So what is the quality of living in these spaces? So if you're disconnected, probably lonely, isolated, full of distrust. If you're a puppet to others, lost, no sense of self, going through extreme emotions and feeling like a beggar. So what can you do about it? So the thing is, for both of the extremes, the key is to trust you. And you're like, well, how am I going to trust myself? I have no idea how to do that. Well, start to get to know yourself. Who are you? What do you like? And when I say who are you, not what others tell you who you are. You know, I find it helpful to close my eyes and to look within and to move from my head down into my heart and go, or my belly, or this quiet voice. If you go to the voice, I'm not sure who I am. I'm really, at the mercy of others, or I'm isolated in this cave that I can't stand and it feels suffocating and I'm lonely. So I'd like to know who I am. Start with there. And it might be, well, you're smart. You have this intelligence. Or you're a good communicator. Or you like nature. Something. This quiet voice. This is what you want to access, is this quiet voice or this inner knowing, this inner sense. And the only way that you can access that is to slow down and to pause and to look within. And if that feels too difficult, find a creative act that you enjoy and do it through that. You're almost like trying to access this unconscious, subconscious part of yourself. So what can be really helpful is writing with your non-dominant hand. Haven't a clue who I am, sick of being alone, sick of being a puppet. What to do? See what comes out. Write with your non-dominant hand. If you're thinking, no, I don't want to do that, try doodling or drawing. But put the question, don't know who I am, I'm lonely, I'm a puppet. Whichever extreme you are. And just write or draw or doodle. Or sing. I mean, I know this sounds different and odd and radical, but sing. Just use anything creative. I'm not sure about technology or gaming or any of that. I don't know. If there's a way there to get to know yourself, whoever's out there listening and you come up with this idea, drop it in the comment box or send me a message. I will name you if you wish. But find whatever works for you to get to know who you are, to get to hear this quiet voice, this inner knowing that guides you. This essential self. You have an essential self. Everybody does. It's just that it's covered over with layers and layers of stuff. Things people have told you, conditioning, social conditioning, expectations, must, shoulds, coulds, woulds, everything. It's layers and layers you have. But underneath it, there's this essential self. And if you can find a method and a way to hear it speak to you, it will tell you who you are, what you're about. And from that space, you can start to grow your self-trust. And that self-trust starts to tell you, hey, that's what I believe in. Oh, that's what I feel. That's my value. That's my strength. And if you would like, one of the beautiful things about coaching really helps to get to know who you are. We can do it through like a values exercise or a strengths exercise. There's all sorts of different tools in coaching that can help you get to know better who you are. And then once you get to know who you are, you can discover, do I want to live a disconnected life? Is it serving me? You might find actually it does. Or I need to create pockets of it, but not live in that space all the time. And then conversely, if you're seeking validation from others, you might say to yourself, I want to learn how to be alone. I want to be able to be in my own space and not always, live according to Mary, Jack, Joe, Jill, Instagram, TikTok, whatever, Facebook, blah, 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 goes on. And you might say, I want to find out who I am, who's my voice, what my strengths are, what my values are, what I'm about, what's my purpose, all these things. This is the gold of coaching. So that's just some things to reflect on. I hope you enjoyed this series of 6 common pain points. I'm now going to do another 6-part series of what the kind of 6 inner richness are. Because it's good, it's good to have a direction of, right, I have this pain point and here's where I want to go, but maybe you're not quite sure what that looks like. So in the next 6 videos, I'm going to be exploring what those are, the 6 inner richnesses. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.